So what happens when you throw a bunch of hipster douchebags on an island? Well, we're about to find out, folks. A bunch of hipsters went to a gathering in Panama for a music festival. But unfortunately for them, they were left stranded when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. What will they do trapped in this sunny paradise? Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on YouTube.com. So, we're here with Vice. As you can see, this video is titled, From Paradise to Hell, Trapped at a Music Festival Because of COVID-19. So this was the tribal gathering festival in Panama, where hipsters everywhere come to soak up the ocean, lay on the sand, and enjoy some music. Unfortunately, they were placed on quarantine. There are still 40 people trapped in a jungle by a beach that's no longer paradise. So we're going to take a full look at this, but before we look at this video, if you're a new viewer to the channel, remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications for new uploads, as well as share the video. Let's begin.
The latest information that we have is that no one is allowed to leave site.
Give everyone their passports.
So as you can see, these hipsters are stuck on this on this beach because of the quarantine. You know, you have all sorts of characters. I can't help but notice that a vast majority of them are Caucasian. Why does it seem like hipsters are typically from a single demographic who just want to lay in the beach all day and do nothing and sing Kumbaya while everyone else is busy at their day job?
Move! Now!
At first it was like a paradise, but when you are locked in, it is not paradise anymore.
This clearly a masculine man, who looks like he's straight out of Auschwitz, has probably never set foot in a gym in his entire life, is saying, at first it seemed like paradise, but now that they're locked in, it's no longer fun. And I feel like this exposes the biggest hypocrisy of hipsters. Hipstercrits, if you will. It's all fun and games to go to a poor country from your rich country. You know, I'm sure that you have a lot of money, programming in this big city. You know, you go to Starbucks every day, you own all Mac products, you pay full price because you think differently, just like the millions of other people who also drink Starbucks and tippy-tap on their iPads because you're a free thinker. So you save up your monies and then spend it all to go to the exotic land of Panama and get all those honeys. In other words, the vacation is fun until shit gets real.
When I first got here, I didn't even know what the coronavirus was. I kind of thought pretty much nothing of it at the time.
Tribal gathering was designed to be a temporary paradise where people from Western cities could learn from indigenous communities how to rebalance society and live in symbiosis with the earth.
So you heard that grandiose statement about saving the environment, but really, all this really is rich people from the first world, you know, from the big cities, primarily white guys and girls who just are tired of the old grind, the old grindstone of 9 to 5. They fuck off to their little tropical paradise vacation, and then they go back, doing the same thing, claiming they found enlightenment because they danced in rags on some island. That's not enlightenment. It's all artificial. Do you ever notice that about the modern hipster? You ever notice that about these hipstercrits? Everything about their culture, like everything about the hipster culture is hypocritical and fueled by money. Designer glasses, designer jeans, designer outfits. It's very expensive. Starbucks lattes. How can you be a hipster and then buy iPads and the latest iPhones? I just don't understand it. Hipsters hate success, or so they claim. They hate anything that's remotely popular. And yet, all of the products they buy and all of the clothes they wear are all popular and very rich. For example, they love Starbucks and Apple. Hipsters usually hate all things mainstream. For some reason, Apple and Starbucks seem to escape this hatred. Both are multinational corporations that make billions of dollars in profits annually. Apple has been in the news for exploiting its workforce, while Starbucks has been scrutinized in the past for denying Ethiopia around $88 million per year in profits, linked to its Ethiopia blended coffee. These are both companies that take advantage of practical slave labor in other countries, but that doesn't really matter to a hipster. And I think the worst part about hipsters, in my opinion, is the fact that they think they're all different, and they're all unique, and they're all rebels, but hipsters literally all look the same. So much so that in this famous news story on NPR, there was a man who accidentally thought that a picture was him when it was really just another hipster. Headline: Man inadvertently proves that hipsters look alike by mistaking a photo as himself. How dare you post a picture of me? What? You're saying that's a different person, but he's wearing the same clothes. It can't be. I'm a unique individual. So here's the picture in question. Yeah, it turns out he mistakenly thought that this was him, but really it was someone else. It's just the hipsters all look so alike that he mistaked the photo. It's a running joke that male hipsters all look alike with their flannel shirts, thick beards, and seemingly off-brand attributes. But a comical incident in the MIT Technology Review might just prove that they really do look alike. So they go on to talk about the hipster effect. It shows how nonconformists usually act unconventionally in the same way, and end up being exactly the same. That's the definition of irony, my friend. So MIT says that even though they all think they're rebels, they end up all doing the same thing. They all wear the same clothes, they all buy iPads, they all drink Starbucks, they're all very rich, and they all go on these fancy vacations to exotic places like Panama, to these music festivals. Now, after they put out that story with that picture, they promptly received an email from someone who claimed he was the man in the photo, and that he hadn't given his consent. He accused the publication of slandering him, and then threatened legal action. You used a heavily edited Getty image of me for your recent bit of clickbait about why hipsters all look the same. It's a poorly written and insulting article, and somewhat ironically about 5 years too late to be as desperately relevant as it is attempting to be, by using a tired cultural trope to try and spruce up an otherwise disturbing study. Your lack of basic journalistic ethics, and both the manner in which you report this uncredited nonsense, and the slanderous unnecessary use of my picture, without permission, demands a response that I am, of course, pursuing legal action. But there was one little problem with his legal threat. It wasn't him! It was literally another hipster! If you literally can't tell that the picture they used of a hipster is not you, and in fact someone else, then maybe they're right, and maybe the hipster effect is real. And of course they checked, they got their legal team, and lo and behold, it was a different model, it was not the man. What a dummy. So when they told him he was wrong, what did he say? Oh, I thought it was a mildly shopped photo of me. I even have a very similar hat and shirt. So when hipsters can't even tell themselves apart, it proves the point.
There was concerns about, can we get food? Can we get cleaning products? Can we get tobacco?
Now I want you to look at this man and pay attention to what he's saying. This man's a hipster. And what is he talking about? Food? Technology? Tobacco? It's almost like you're completely and utterly reliant on the system of capitalism and products. It's almost like you depend on the mainstream to have your quality of life, to enjoy those products, to enjoy your tobacco, to wear those clothes, wear those glasses which allow you to see. You are completely and utterly reliant on the system. If you were a real hipster and you were one with nature, you would be able to hunt, you would be able to find food, you would be able to make your own clothes, and you would be fine. But look at you. You're completely and utterly reliant on the system. These people are all posers.
If you want to eat food here, you have to buy it, okay? We're going to offer people who are a bit poor to be able to work and all that kind of stuff, yeah? But you're going to have to work.
There's so much irony in this event. If you want food, you have to work. What do you mean I have to work? Can't we just have socialism? Can everything just be free, man? The rich people are keeping us down, man. Why can't everything just be free? Why can't we just, give food to the poor, man? That's so deep, bro. Right on. Yeah, because that's real life. People work. And in the system of capitalism, you are allowed to keep the fruits of your own labor. So when you work, you will get money in return. You will get resources in return for that money. And you will be able to survive, function, and have a quality of life. So reality check. Nothing in this world is free. Sorry, we can't live in a utopia where everyone can have food and shelter, man, for free. Now, you could argue that stuff is too expensive or the economy is garbage, but can any of these people make that complaint? I've never been on one of these vacations to a tropical island music festival, but all of these people can afford it, so they're obviously not poor.
Don't try and steal our food, I'll get really upset with you. And remember where you are, you're in my fucking mouth.
So this man is in charge. Willy Wonka here looks like he hasn't missed a meal in 30 years. Imagine this guy in his frickin' sandals, overweight, with a feminine voice, telling you that you better stay in line, sonny, because if you steal my food, I'll whoop your ass. I am the god of this island. Imagine being told by this guy, threatened by this dude. Wow, it's almost like this guy's a capitalist.
People come here often to party, but the spirits have been here from all the indigenous medicine. It traps people here and forces them to work on their spiritual self. And so a lot of people here are trapped right now, and they're definitely forced to, grow as a person. I've grown as a person, and
Can you imagine being a spirit, like, chilling in the afterlife, trying to deal with your unresolved problems, and then these hipster douchebags come every single year to your island and start, like, thumping on the floorboards? And, you're just reading your ghost newspaper and you're groaning like, oh my God, I had a lot of spiritual work yesterday. I just want to rest, I just want to chill out on my spirit couch. Will these stupid hipsters please just shut up? What a horrible afterlife, man.
As punters became forced to lean on their embassies to escape, the global community quickly became a list of distinct nationalities.
Yeah. You have to rely on your embassies, and all of a sudden it's no longer, we're all like human, man. There's no walls, man. Walls are unnatural. My land is your land, bro. Yeah, and now everyone is just their nationality, because either you have an embassy that's going to extract you, or you don't.
I live in Panama for the next 30 days at least. I feel really sad. I just want to go home.
Oh, now you want to go home. Back to your civilization and Starbucks and your iPads. Was it worth it? Was this little vacation and this music festival worth it? I hope it was. Maybe at the end of the day, these hipsters are going to realize that maybe home wasn't so bad. Maybe capitalism is not the enemy. Maybe they should be more conscious about what they spend their money on, and maybe these vacations to tropical countries are, I don't know, artificial, shallow, and maybe not that important. Maybe Britain isn't so bad. Maybe living in the mainstream isn't so bad after all.
Most of the punters were eventually able to leave, but the organizers, the true believers, and people who are unable to get a flight in time stayed behind. There are dozens of people still stranded on site. No one knows when they'll be able to come back, and when they do, what kind of world they'll be returning to. They're now some of the millions of people currently stranded around the world due to the pandemic.
And there you have it, folks. Now, I feel like we should look at the comment section. I'm in Yo Mom's Bed Says, hippies before the festival. There are no borders. The world is one. Hippies after the festival. Take me back. I'm British. Jacob Carolyn says, we are out of ketamine and now rolling in the mud. Like animals doesn't hit the same. I want to go back to the city. Terrence Wolf says, it's not so cool being a hippie when you actually have to be a hippie. Now, I think these are all very apt comments. Everyone wants to be a hippie until it's time to be a hippie, and it's real life, You know what I mean? They're pretty much just privileged white young people who, who just have money. They have too much money, so they go on these fancy adventures. And, it's all so shallow. I think this comment sums it up best. MTN Vortex says, look at all these rich kids, pretending they're poor and down to earth. But you know what, my friends, I think that pretty much sums it up. Hippies are stranded in paradise. Maybe living in society isn't so bad, but that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? I think the sad thing in all of this is none of them are probably going to learn any lessons. Like, none of them are going to think, maybe my lifestyle is shallow and it doesn't really mean anything, and maybe the civilized world isn't so bad. But I have a feeling that a lot of them are going to be unable to self-reflect that maybe being a hipster is all artificial and it's meaningless. But you know what, folks? Let me know what you think. As always, if you enjoy this content, consider joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Joining will give you access to a private Discord server. If you want to donate, you can do so through DonorBox or Bitcoin. Links and addresses down below. And of course, sharing the video is the best thing you can do. Show everyone these hipster crits. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.